Let me see if I had an encounter saved here. No, of course not. I don't think so. No, I sure didn't. Doesn't matter. You guys were fully rested and everything, right? Like that, like.
I believe so.
Anybody who was like low on health or anything.
Yeah, we took a full rest before we came over.
Okay.
Back.
Get away, dog. All right. Is everybody here now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys ended last week here in the Tremont Graveyard, Tremont Cemetery, and had like a long journey to get here through sort of like the wilderness area before here, and encountered some, I forget what they were. They weren't griffins. They were, what was it?
Manticores.
The manticores, that's right. Sorry, I'm trying to remember everything right now. Getting some music ready. And so you made your way up to this sort of cemetery on a hill, on a hillside, and there was all these different, you know, mausoleums stretched out across the hills, but you made it to the precipice of this hill and encountered another group of adventurers who you sort of like bypassed. They're seeking treasure. Someone here. They're from Luskan. They're called the Dwarven Crew, even though they're mostly not dwarves. They're led by a dwarf. But thankfully, you guys didn't just annihilate them and go murder hobo. Someone in your group was persuasive enough to allow you guys to sort of just kind of ignore them and have them sort of ignore you, which probably is the better way of going about it. But time will tell. We'll see if that ends up backfiring on the party. So yeah, you guys are standing in the middle of this place and searching for a way into Tremont Castle through here. There's a rumor that Helen had mentioned. She said her family kept ancient secrets here, that some of them talked about a secret entrance into the castle, perhaps. She doesn't know for sure, but this is the choice you guys made, was to come here first and look for a way inside. And that's where you start off. You're right in the middle of this place. It's got like a really eerie vibe. It's late at night, and you're having a look around at this cemetery here. And that's where I'll let you guys start your role playing.
Looking around
So
at
role
the rest
play
of,
away.
Looking around at the rest of the party, Malik says to everyone, well, this is a large place. Let's split up and see what we can find.
Split, you say? Is that when normally things go bad?
Well, we can spend all night searching here, or we can try splitting up.
Arcanius does have a point. Some of us wouldn't even recognize what we're looking for. And it gets more dangerous. We should just work our way around.
Fair enough.
Well, also too, you gotta remember, there's probably undead about this place.
If there is, I will know.
Oh, good to
Well.
have you at our side then.
Yeah, so do you sense any undead in the area?
I haven't used that ability yet, so right now, no. So where should we look first? There's some mausoleums. Malik points behind him over there. You could check those first.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Alright, stepping up in front of the first two mausoleums, Malik pulls out his holy symbol of Lathander and just tries to feel out if there's any undead close by.
Your symbol begins to vibrate and glow furiously.
Alright.
There are undead nearby. You sense it, and it's like omnidirectional. You're not sure, you can't see them right now, but you feel the presence of undeath. This place is a haven for it. And there's almost like a malice that hangs over this place, indeed. The spirits do not rest peacefully here whatsoever.
Malik, he kind of gasps and steps back for a second, almost dropping his holy symbol. And he starts muttering to himself.
That's not good.
Do we have a problem, Malik?
I could feel them everywhere. Such malice. And he looks over at Julian and says, "This is not going to be easy."
No, it's not. And we're gonna have to see everyone is safe. So stick together, everyone. Florence, Faerith, have a look around. Is this what we're looking for? And I'm waving Florence and the ladies.
Yeah, well,
over.
One moment here. Let me.
I say yes. Nor will it be clean. I can already see many undead body parts being exploded all over.
You have to excuse me. My brain is yet to catch up with me.
Oh, shit, we're in trouble.
That's off character.
I know, a dead brain Florence.
Well, one brain affects the other in D&D, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Drawing
Well, maybe-
up his great sword.
Maybe before we go into the mausoleums and could end up trapped inside, should we finish checking out the grounds?
Exactly. Let's have a look around and see
Well,
if we even have
one
to go
thing-
these.
One thing you notice about each mausoleum, each one's barred shut, so I did put an inscription on there. So the gate to this mausoleum appears to be barred shut. There's like steel bars, and like, you know, if you attempt to walk up, it's like solid. You can't go in those, at least not yet, that you can see.
Well, being as barred as there are, maybe we could kind of try to explode them open some, or
No.
for entry.
With that, Florence just plain stands quite a bit away.
Turning to look at Arcanius. I do not believe that would be a wise idea. Let's leave these be for now and continue searching the area. I do not think they would bar these for no reason.
Yes.
Alright, let's check out the last crypt and keep your eyes open for clues.
If you hover over any flavor text, just read it out and out of character for yourself and for the group. So, this large stone pot seems well maintained despite the obvious decay of the surrounding structure. That's what I mean by that.
The gate to this mausoleum appears to be barred and shut. Turning back to the rest of the party, this one is barred as well.
Turning away from the obelisk to Helen. What does that mean? Lest we forget the errors of the past.
The obelisk. What does it say?
May these ancient souls rest eternally, lest we forget the errors of the past. Do you know what errors?
I do not know. Well, perhaps they refer to the times in the past when the Trumonts dealt in high magic.
Oh, you mean good King Parna?
He was of our ancestry, yes. They delved into dark secrets to thwart an ancient evil, but in the process, they became no better than those they wished to destroy. That's all I really know. There could be more to it. I'm sure we'll discover some more information if we look around, but if I had to venture any type of guess about this inscription, I would say that has something to do with it.
Oh. The piece seems to have been long broken. Quick question, Mike. Do these two statues next to the large building in the back look like the statue of King Parna, or is it just the same model here in TTS?
It's too difficult for you to see from here. You'd have to get up and make a closer inspection of it, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So having a look around, Julian just sighs. Faerith, wandering off again. Come on everyone, let's hurry up and catch him.
Faerith is feeling himself inexplicably drawn to this pillar over here. The pillar is worn from the ravages of time, however you can still make out the following. Plunge into the vortex and receive great power for all eternity. I'll reach out and kind of trace a little bit of the inscription with my fingers. Do I get any kind of sense of what this pillar may have been for?
Perhaps. Well, it's very worn from the ravages of time. That's for sure. It looks a little bit out of place here. There's something that says plunge into the vortex and receive great power for all eternity. And vortex is spelled with a capital V.
Malik shouts out, Faerith, what have you found there?
I'm going to trace the word vortex with his finger pressing lightly on it. Does anything happen when he does that?
When he does what now exactly?
Pressing on the pillar as he traces with his finger the word vortex, traces over it with his finger.
Oh, no, nothing specifically happens. Yeah.
I'm going to investigate the pillar a little more, see if I can find anything, any hidden nooks, crannies, or
Okay. Make an investigation check then, or?
Gotta get my dice out. Hold on. Did some of them show up somewhere else? I'm sorry, I put them on the table, but I saw one or two fall off.
If they did, they'd fall into the middle of the table.
I grabbed them and moved them over.
Feel free to throw them up in the middle, like where we play, you know, as long as they're just not directly in our way at that moment, it's fine. I'm just gonna throw mine right here.
Investigation is a 16.
So you take a look at this entire thing. You don't see anything indicating like hidden levers, switches, or anything like that. It just seems to be a pillar with a vague inscription on it. Barely readable.
Anything look like it's missing from the pillar, or the pillar is pretty much just what it was? It is what it was.
Yeah.
It's just worn down.
Just worn. Yeah, nothing looks like it's out of place.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, yeah, it looks pretty normal.
How recently do you think
I
that
see
has
a
been
gem.
put up?
I'm going to go investigate it.
Hold on, what were you saying, Dave?
As Fairif turns around, I ask him how recently he thinks this thing was put up.
Do I have any idea?
Of which thing?
The pillar.
The pillar.
How recently it's put up? It's hard to say. It could have been there hundreds of years for all you know. At least 100 years. You know, it's pretty old looking.
Hey, look, guys! I spotted a gem. I should pull out my kit and investigate it.
Read what it says first. So
I will, but someone's hands over it. People's hands
Okay.
are over it, so I can't read it. As I go to reach down, I read this. I get this weird sense, and it says the mysterious red gem pulsates as if with a mind of its own. As you think of touching it, you're bombarded with questions, none of which you can You guys got to take your hands away from them. Of questions, none of which you can understand, except for one: why? How interesting. Look at I reach as I'm reaching down to go touch it and whatnot. I'm bombarded with all these questions. I'm like, why? What's going on? This is weird. What type of weird magic does this gem possess?
Julian, make a survival check real quick.
Alright.
You're kind of like searching around this area constantly.
I'll be right back, getting some ice.
Yeah, I'm like staying out of the action, keeping my eyes open. That's a 22.
As you're following your companions over in this direction, you look around at the ground and you're like, someone has been here recently. You see that there's tracks on the ground leading to and from this place. footprints, boot prints, things of that nature. It could very well have been the other adventurers that were at the entrance to the cemetery, but you don't know for sure. It seems like there was a lot of activity here recently.
Okay. Can I on closer inspection make out whether it could have been the others, like
Nah,
Dwarven
that's
boots?
about all you can tell from right now. Now, most of them look fairly large. It's hard to get that much detail. You know, like with a 22, you're pretty much sure that's all you can tell from what you see here.
Okay, yeah, it's just been so much activity that even I
Yeah.
cannot tell.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah. I guess my natural explorer feat, which gives me their exact number, sizes, and how long ago doesn't work here.
Oh,
Just because they were running through.
well, in that case,
While they're around.
that's different. You estimate there's at least a good 10 or so individuals, perhaps, maybe less, more. You're all, you know, you can't give an exact number, but 10 sounds like a number, you know, that you might determine.
Yeah, so more than the adventuring group we met, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, so I look up from my inspection and let the others know. Someone's been here recently. About a dozen of them.
Turning to Julian, Alex says, "Can you trace their footsteps back to where they came from?"
I'll have a look around. As soon as you're finished up here, I'll know more.
Is anyone else doing anything over here right now?
Yes. I'm gonna pull out my jeweler's kit and examine this gem.
I'm back.
Okay, that would give me what would that be, investigation or
Yeah, investigation for gems, and you have like advantage on that kind of thing.
Yeah, it would give me a 17 plus 2 for my investigation, so that would be 19.
Gem-wise, it looks like a normal quartz crystal. It's very similar, though, to what you've seen very recently. But this one seems fused with some type of magic now. Like you hear these voices in your head when you stare at it too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
I look around. Maybe I take my cloak, and I'm not gonna touch it with my hands, but maybe if I touch it with a piece of cloth and try to slide it into my satchel, you know, that's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna try and pick it up, okay?
I'm not gonna pick it up by my hands. I'm gonna try to slide it in my satchel and without physically touching it, using like my cloak or something like that, or part of my ropes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would take it with me. I was like, ha! You know, last time we passed one of these up, could have been valuable, but we don't know. But this might come in handy, even though it possesses weird magic power. Yes. So that's what I do. I sticky finger the little thing. Nobody else is really paying attention to me, are they, while I'm doing this?
I don't know. Everybody can see what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh, they all got their back turned to Julian.
You make a deception check to see if you can
Lawrence
do
low
it
from the
straightly.
tiefling.
Okay.
Instead of asking, can they see? How the hell do I know if they can see you? You need to be like, I want to use deception to see if I can pocket this thing without anyone noticing.
Yeah. 13.
Okay, so you reach up for it. I think Faerith is the closest one. Faerith, make a perception check. Or give me your passive perception if it's higher than 13.
No, passive perception's 11.
So passively, you don't notice. So he doesn't see you, and you got your back turned to everybody else. They don't see what you're doing, but they see you're standing in front of this thing, so no one actually sees you place it into your pack.
Okay.
And Feyre doesn't notice it because he's obviously distracted.
Yes.
Sandra's looking around, keeping a close eye on you, though.
Of course, she's pretty annoying. Fucking
She
woman.
doesn't trust you,
Trust her.
but she
either.
didn't notice what you were doing either.
And I walk around, and that gym's no longer there. And I'm like, you know, hopping and skipping, like, hey guys, what's new over here?
Suddenly, Arcanius, you hear your god's voice in your head,
Oh shit.
your patron.
Yeah.
You fool! What are you doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And you feel a sudden surge of pain go through your entire body.
I dropped
And
to my knees and I started screaming, ah! No, bastard! I don't know what you're talking about!
Cassandra's like, what is wrong with him? Malik, this fool is again acting strangely. What is he doing? He looks like he's in pain. Why does he do this, though?
I do not know. But this is...
No, we're not hearing you,
brother.
David.
Oh, not hearing me? Okay.
Now we are.
Okay, just asking, yeah. Florence just plain laughing her head off.
Okay, so Malik, what do you say?
I said I do not know why or what the cause is, but this is worrying to me as well.
Oh, we better keep a close eye on him. I don't trust what he's doing here. He had his back turned to us. She's whispering this to you. He's up to something over there. I know it.
Yeah. At Arcanius screaming, I turn around. Arcanius? What's wrong? Coming over to him.
Mm-hmm.
Panting with breath, laying on the ground. I wish I could tell you, but I can't. I'm being tortured. That's all I can say.
Well, I can't see no one around torturing you.
Oh, it's not anyone.
It's your curse, isn't it?
I think it's a little more than just my curse. But yeah, it is part of it.
Are you going
I
to
wish
be
I could-
alright?
I wish I could tell you more, but I can't, or I'd be tortured again.
Well, as soon as we're getting out of here, I'm dragging you to a temple. And you'll need better
No, that
excuses.
would only destroy me. Are you kidding?
The gods
Or
save
I'd be
those
fed-
that believe.
Or
in them.
I'd probably be sent to the 9 hells. And I tell them that. Or I might be just sent to the 9 hells to kind of give them a little idea, kind of slipping something out there. I don't know if my God takes notice of me.
Yeah, he kind of speaks to you again and says, "Speak no more of this, fool. I will crush you.
I'm not gonna
Remember,
let that happen again.
Your soul belongs to me. If you fail in this task, fiddling with useless magic, I will destroy you and all that you care about.
Why'd you punish me just for taking a gem?
That is not for you to be concerned with. I advise you to
What's the
relinquish
gem
it."
possess?
And you hear his voice no longer. All you feel is a sudden surge of pain again come across your body.
Fine, I'll get rid of it. And I just tossed the gem out of my satchel on the ground.
And it rolls on the ground and everybody sees it now.
Yeah, it's like, don't touch
Sam's like,
it.
I knew he was doing something. What is that thing?
Why didn't you touch it and find out?
Ooh, yeah, right. Like, we're gonna do that.
Hold on, I may have a spell for this. So she kind of checks her spell list. She's like, Perhaps I can, yes. And she waves her hand over it, and she's casting Detect Magic. This thing is a powerful source of magic. Dark magic. I do not know what it does, but we should probably not touch it again.
Malik kind of steps back, takes a half step back from it, and just staring at it right now.
Well, it's just placed there for anybody to take. You know?
Arcanius, did you feel this pain? Have you had this thing for a while?
No, I just grabbed it right now. When everybody
why-
had their backs turned.
Then why have you displayed the same behavior before if you're only just touching this now? I wonder what it has to do with your behavior.
Oh, because my dark god punished me for touching it. Oh!
Your dark god.
You
Oh,
idiot!
Struck down with pain again.
Oh!
Ah!
Does anyone hear this dark god going? What is he, a
No.
masochist?
No, I mean the patron, my dark patron. You know?
Yes, I know, you and your evil god. I told you, they are not to be trusted.
I don't worship him, especially not by choice now.
We'll find ways to fight it, but
But I have no
not
choice.
today.
Now he could just punish me at will.
Florence mutters something about punished. I think you're a masochist who enjoys it.
That's
Oh, yes,
masochist.
I enjoy dropping to the ground screaming in pain, so I could feel one of his tentacles as it touches me through the 9 hells.
And you feel your entire body like surge with like intense like suffering, and you fall to the ground completely, like it's like almost like a paralysis. You are now unconscious. And
See, I told you he likes it!
You're writhing on the ground like having like a seizure right now. What is happening to him?
I
Florence,
secure his head.
Florence, quickly.
Florence goes over and tries to do a medicine check. Let me get to my character sheet here. Character sheet.
What is he doing?
I'm
Help
doing a
him.
medicine check. 6 plus 17. That's 23.
Okay, so you know he's definitely having like some type of seizure. You're not sure what has brought it on, but you try to stabilize his body, and you tell Malik to grab his legs, and you tell Julian to sit on him,
Yeah.
and you hold his head, and you begin doing what? What do you do at this point? Do you try to do any kind of magical intervention?
Can you feel the heat from my flesh?
Oh yeah, you can probably
That's
hear
the
it.
question.
Anybody know how to conjure ice? And if that gem is anywhere near her, Florence will just kick it away.
It's on the ground over by Malik. Picked it
Yeah.
up, as far as I know. Cassandra looks down at this gem now, and it's starting to vibrate and pulsate, and it's like creating this, like it's like burning the ground slightly. It's the ground underneath is becoming charred and blackened the longer it pulsates now. Perhaps the magic of a dark god is amplifying it somehow.
Does Malik see this as well?
Yeah, you can. You're kind of distracted though.
Okay. Well, I've only got 10 perception, anyways. So
out of character question.
Yeah.
Don't want to metagame or nothing. But why would Demogorgon, is that his name? Demogorgon?
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon, yeah. I always mispronounce it. Why would he punish me for taking a gem that actually might help me or enhance my powers?
Well, that's what you have to understand. You have to try to figure that out in character.
Okay. Alright, okay, no more metagaming, sorry. Just had this delay. Alright, in character.
So, Mike, how much time has passed in-game since Arcanius first started examining the gem?
10 minutes, maybe?
Okay. I haven't...
Are you ignoring the entire scene that's going on here?
I was putting some text in the Discord chat so you'd see what I was doing, but
I'd rather
I
you
walked
just
over to the skull.
talk about it, but...
Well, yeah, but I didn't want to interrupt anybody, but I didn't want anybody to... I wanted it to be there so it could be like, this has been my intention the whole time. Anyway, so while Arcanius first started examining the gem, I went to examine the skull and cast Identify on it as a ritual.
Okay.
And I'm using the distraction that Arcanius is providing to keep people's eyes off of me.
Got it. Okay, so you're ignoring everything going on over there and casting Identify.
Right, but by this point I should probably know what, if anything, is going on with that skull.
So you get a sense that there's like a trans-dimensional power to this thing. As you're casting your identification, you'd learn that this thing can pierce through the veil of life and death.
So does it allow the someone using it to like see the dead or to bring back the dead, or
perhaps only see the dead, perhaps control them as well? So yeah, with Identify you would know everything. So you can both see them and control them.
Okay.
All you have to do is submit to its power.
What does that mean?
Oh, brother.
Well, it's obviously a dark magic, and you have to allow the dark magic to flow through you in order to use this power.
Okay, I'm gonna pocket this thing for later and then see if I can. Then I'll walk up to the group to see what's going on.
Okay.
What do you want me to call this thing, and what should we put in there for the game stats?
So, in the game mechanics sense, so what you would do with this is you kind of look into the eyes of it, and then you can see briefly for a time the presence of spirits and undead within certain parameters. So, anything tied to this place, it has the ability to pierce through the veil and see the location of undeath and see that what they were doing both in all time periods. Like, you can kind of see what happened here and what they did here, everything, and you get flashes of it. So it doesn't have any other practical use other than that. Controlling them may not actually work, believe it or not. It seems like part of its magic has been diminished, but you can still pierce through the veil with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of, I think. Now, what is the cost of doing that?
You lose part of your mind temporarily, and you can't come back from the veil vision for quite a while.
Oh, damn.
And it's almost as if you're constantly seeing these things after you pierce through. We'll say, I don't know, for 8 hours you can't return back to your normal consciousness, your normal plane of vision. You're still physically here, but it's almost as if you're stepping through. Everywhere you step, you're in a different kind of like you're kind of in the shadow realm. It's a gateway, a visual gateway to the shadow plane.
So it's like a mental projection of himself somewhere else.
Think of it more like you project yourself into the shadow realm right here in this location using this object.
So it's like an astral projection, except into the shadow realm instead of the astral realm.
Sort of like that, yeah.
Okay. Did I get the impression? You said that it seems diminished. Does it feels like something, or do you ever get the impression something is missing from the skull? Like another object, like that gem or something?
No, it's been sort of like corrupted recently. Like it's just like there's like not enough magic in it anymore. It's been, unless you're some type of powerful necromancer, it's beyond your skill set at this point.
Well, maybe, but I know who I could ask.
Do you take it with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he doesn't physically touch it with his skin, but he'll pocket it for later.
So you're not going to use it right now?
No, it's going to put me out for 8 hours? No.
It doesn't put you out, but you see it for a while. You can see visions of it.
Well, you said I kind of lose part of my mind, and so
I kind of misspoke a little bit there, but like you don't lose your mind, but it's lost. How's that? It gets lost in the shadow realm.
So basically, I feel like I'm wandering around in the shadow realm, like when
Yes.
Frodo put the ring on.
Exactly, sort of like that, yeah.
And if you guys watch that video I posted, it talks about the Shadow Realm, the difference between that and
So, okay, so you take it with you then.
Yes.
All right. There's much dark magic here, Sandra says. Faerith, what are you up to over there? What was that skull all about? I saw you tinkering with it a little bit.
It requires more study, but it may be useful against the undead we could end up facing.
In what way?
That's the part that requires more study.
How do you propose to study it exactly?
As I have time, we go through, I will study it, cast spells on it to see if I can better understand how to use it.
Well, did you identify what its capabilities are? I assume you know this spell.
Yes, I was working on it, and then Arcania started writhing around on the ground, and I'm kind of curious to see if there's anything I can do to help over here.
Very well. He seems stable, but Florence is doing something. I don't know, but he's unconscious right now. Perhaps one is tied to the other? We don't know, but could the skull be of some use here? What have you learned thus far about it? What does it do?
Currently, it seems its powers are diminished. However, I may be able to use it to peer into the Shadow Realm. If I do that, I may be stuck viewing in that realm for many hours.
Well, we could all guard you while you travel there. Perhaps it's a risk we must take. What say the rest of you? Malik, Julian, Florence? Have you heard what he's said? He's gained a powerful artifact that seems to be tied to this place. Perhaps it can reveal much about what we are to do here, as well as maybe see what's happened to Arcanius.
Only problem will be like he's going to be the only one who'll be traveling. The rest of us will probably be stuck guarding his body for...
Right.
Who
So
knows?
Not only that, but like I said, it allows me to see the Shadow Realm. Arcanius has been mumbling and muttering about something reaching out from the Nine Hells. These are two different planes. Why would you think that he would be in the Shadow Realm?
anyone answering him?
I'm asking Cassandra.
Oh, you're talking to Cassandra.
Oh,
She's the one that suggested I use the object to find Arcanius.
Well, sometimes these things are linked together. We don't know exactly what happened to him.
While they're talking, Malik's looking around for that gem that Arcanius had. He sees it laying on the ground, kind of smoldering, and he points at it and says, "Ferrith, what do you think of that?"
I'd like to study that as well to see if maybe it can be used to enhance the skull's powers. But until I have time to study that and some more time to study the skull, I couldn't say. If we think there's a place here where I could have some time to study the two objects in peace, that could be useful.
We'll keep them separated until then. There's dark magic abund here. I don't know how everything will react, but let's... But Florence, what can we do for Arcanius?
From the from the heat that I'm feeling, I think well, I don't know if we have like any like ice water bath that we can put him in or something.
What? How the hell would you have something like that right here? Come on.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
Think in terms of what you can do as a character, please. Or what you have at your disposal right here.
Julian?
There is an old fountain here. I don't know if that...
yeah, Julian
Exactly.
just
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
looks over at the fountain. Would that work? Like, I don't know
Yeah,
about
I
its
think
function
one of us
before.
has a decanter of endless water too. Let's take him over to the fountain. Take him over to the fountain, and I'll fill it up.
Before you drown him, Julian,
Make sure that his head is above water so he can breathe.
well, hold on. Julian, didn't Arcanius say something just when we rested last time about if anything should happen to him, you should look to his journal for an explanation?
Well, yeah, I can have a look, but I would guess this is not about the dark magic of this place. This is about the dark magic we brought here. This is his master's work. And I start searching Arcanius things. Like just going through his pockets, and his pack.
Mike, you want me to pull out my scroll, my magic scroll that I have, my tome that I've been writing on?
What do you mean? What tone?
This right
His
here.
journal.
You're unconscious. How do you do that?
No, this is out of character. You know, she's searching my body.
Oh, well, what is that exactly?
I've been writing on that.
Remind me what it is, though.
I've been writing a journal about. I've been writing a journal about how the very beginning, where I had the discussion with the Demagogon, and how he slapped me with his tentacle, told me how I had to take the gems and do all this and that. And I've been writing everything about that, and about the daily events and how they impact me and everything. Because I can't talk about it because I get punished. And I even write that in the book also, or on my journal and stuff. And everything is written in Infernal too. I've been keeping a journal on it since I can't talk about it. So in case something happens to me, I told Hoodlin
Right.
that,
So, what are you suggesting? They search your person and find it?
well, that's what they were doing, yes, and that's on, yes.
Yeah, so I'm looking through his things and probably leafing through that, and then I shake my head. I don't know what would help us here. I found his spell book, I think, and some other stuff.
He didn't use a spell book, I didn't think. Let me see that.
Oh, if it's my grimoire, it burns up.
No, I can't read Infernal.
No, also too, I actually do have a spell book. It's called the Grimoire, and if anybody else touches it, it automatically burns up in flames. Being a warlock impacted the back to the tome. My patron gives me a book, a grimoire called the Book of Shadows. And if anybody touch it, it automatically burns up too.
Yeah, so we'll get a nice flames and Julian jumping back. What the heck? Moment.
But I do read Infernal, so I can read the other one.
Yeah.
Green flame.
So, were you handing me the other one or no, Julian?
Yeah, I'm like just putting it away. It's useless as far as I'm concerned.
So, then I'll leaf through it, kind of skimming quickly, looking for anything irrelevant to what's going on, and I'll basically read out to the party excerpts of different passages that talk about him, basically being the slave of some dark lord that, punishes him and.
Oh, Arcanius, you fool. You stupid fool.
Well, something that I've been reminded you about ever since we met him, but do you listen to me? Oh no.
Were there any details in the journal about the deal you made or the lord that you served?
Yes, everything. I put everything in detail. Specifics, everything. Whole story. Mike could have to tell